physically, I never challenged myself as much as I had on this movie. I destroyed myself physically. By the end of it, I could barely move. One thing I love about the director is that he does put you in a real environment. I mean, it's very, you just don't question it, nothing's silly. And we're doing a fairy tale about Snow White. And so I think all of the action it's held up with such integrity that you never feel like you're watching something silly. It always feels like they could fail. It always feels like anything you see my character do, a girl my size could actually do. And so it's easier to root for someone who's not a superhero, you know.
Fairy tales often have a subtext, don't they? What fascinated you about the story of Snow White, and why does it still resonate today?
Most fairy tales are really pretty fundamental. I think what I loved about this was that obviously I'm a fan of good over evil, but it's more than that. I think to make it live in a world where there's a reason for everything, that those lines are not as black and white as you might think. And you know, I think to deliver this story to an audience now, if all Snow White did was clean house, no one would be proud of her. Whereas then, it was really valued, like, to be like a caretaker, a really maternal, like, ultimate figure. That was a great thing to be. And now, we do more than that. And so I think these stories have lasted so long because they're so basic and they're so moving, and we wanted to do something, you know, just a little bit more elaborate, just longer, just a little bit more complex.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is fairest of them all?
You are the fairest, but there is another destined to surpass you.
It's very important to try and ground my work in some kind of a reality, even though I'm dealing in the world of the fantastical here and I'm playing a woman that has magical powers and I've lived for hundreds of years. I don't know how to not kind of root that in something that's real. And so I think once you do that, you can go big without it feeling just theatrical, because you've kind of set it in some kind of an anchor where people can always go back to that.
Did this character allow you to do things that you've not done before in your acting career?
I've never been a part of anything this large in scope and epic. So the world that I was playing in was completely new to me. The set pieces were huge. Everything about this film was big. And I've never been a part of anything like that.
Find her. Bring her to me.
No, I've been to that forest. I'm not going back.
You will be rewarded handsomely.
What good is gold to me if I'm lying dead with the crows picking at my eyes?
And much has already been written about the famous smack in the face that you got from Kristen. How dramatic was that? And
yeah, it was a nice big right hook. Each take, she was getting closer and closer to my face, and I thought I should say something, but she's only small, it won't hurt if she does connect. And then, bam, I was out of the shot, and it's like, wait, cut. And, you know, she immediately kind of felt really bad, and then laughed, and then felt bad again, and then was on a talk show a few days later bragging about it. So, hence, we don't speak anymore. She's supposed to be in this interview, but it's just far too dangerous.